This is getting ridiculous. Until last Saturday, I never attended a basketball game for the Longhorns where they lost. Now within 1 week, seen them lose twice at home. I said before the conference started, I said we've got to take care of business at home. We cannot be dropping games at home, and not dropping games we're supposed to win. I've never seen this team like this before, just in total disarray. We have no identity. I couldn't tell you what type of team we are, and we are the shining example of how one player leaving can greatly impact your team. The only guy we're missing from last year is DJ Augustine. He's the only guy who, from this starting lineup and this core group of guys, who's not back this year. And that one guy not being there, you can tell an entirely difference between these two teams. A.J. Abrams is a shooter by nature. That's what he does, is shoot. And I said last year, the thing with A.J. is that he's not very good at creating his own shot. He's good at coming off of picks. People need to set his own shot up. And when we had DJ, it worked then. Because DJ was able to create for his own, people had to adjust to him, dish it to Abrams, wide open, basket. We don't have that guy on this team now. And so now we have Justin Mason or AJ running the point. Neither of those guys are true point guards. At least not true college point guards. We're also not getting, and I think this all attributes to not having a point guard, a guy to get the scores of the ball. I think Damian James this game only had like 5 points, which when you're the most athletic guy on the court, that's not. You've got to get more than that. I will say one thing. The only guy on Texas who can really be proud of his performance is Dexter Pittman. And, all the Texas fans have been wanting to see more of him. He had 25 points, his high of his career, but he can't enjoy it because we got beat. 4 points by Missouri, who is a good team, and they're not some scrub team, but they are an unranked opponent in your house in Austin, and you need to come away with a victory for that. But we lost by 4. I thought it was deja vu from the Kansas State game a lot of times. We started off playing slow, fell down quick in the first half, tried to rally back, ended up in the second half having a 12-point lead and then blowing it. And, I want to say, I said, I see this team turning around. I see this team doing something, and I hope they do. But I don't know if they will, and not because it's not effort. It's not that they're not trying. They're not trying to get after it. It's just there's no identity. We don't know what we are. We knew what we were last year. DJ drive the hole, kick out to Damian, Ashley, or AJ. This year we don't have that guy. AJ wants to continue to shoot, which is fine, though his shot is not there anymore because he hasn't created his own more of the time. I'd like to see him drive the hole more, but that's never been his game. Mason can drive the hole, but the only time he really drives the hole and try to score is when he gets mad. Most of the time he's trying to look at, stay at the top of the key and try to look for somebody, but no one's cutting inside. I don't know what the problem is. And I'd like to say just keep giving it to Dexter, but what happened was they started triple teaming Dexter, which should open up the outside, but we're not consistently knocking that shot down like we did last year. And we don't have that like we did last year. Oklahoma has that right now. Oklahoma fell down at home to A&M by about, I think, 10 at one point near 7 minutes left in the game, and they rallied. They came back. They shut them down on defense, and then they drove to the basket and scored and came back in the game and won the game. I don't know if we have that anymore. Maybe we'll get that. I hope we do. I want to keep saying that we'll wait for the tournament. I don't know what we're going to be able to do in the tournament if we can't get any prepared performances at home. Those tournament games aren't going to be in Austin. And the thing is, with a program, and this is not anything special about Texas, but big time programs like Texas, like OU, like a more so in North Carolina and Duke, and the bigger basketball powerhouses. But you just don't. They don't. These top teams don't lose at home. And in Austin, especially last year, it was like that. You just don't win in Austin. Right now, it seems like if you're struggling, if your team's struggling and you need to get back on track, just come down to Austin and play the Longhorns, and they'll get you right back on track. We're giving people 2 teams in a row their biggest win of the season, and that's not going to cut it. I'm glad I made this video the day after, because I was livid last night. Every single Texas fan who was at the game was extremely upset. So yeah, I can officially pretty much say that we're out of the Big 12 race, because Kansas and Oklahoma are not going to lose 3 games in conference, not the way they're playing. And I got to give props to Kansas. They're supposed to have a down year this year, and I did say watch out for them, but I did think they were going to be the 3rd or 4th team in the conference, and they're challenging for the top spot, as they always do. That's what basketball programs do. So hopefully Texas turns around. It's hard for me to see it. Not because I don't think we have the athletes to do it, but I just don't think we have the court general who can lead the troops, and tell them where to go like we had in DJ. I'm not saying we don't have leaders on the court that can take over, but the skill set is not there for these guys. A lot of these guys are, outside shooters that got to be created for, and guys who should be able to drive the basket, like Damian. Damian needs to drive the basket more, but I don't know, but we're going to have to work on this, because this is not good. This is not helping us. And if we do get to the tournament, which we will get to the March Madness, should anyways, we won't have a very high seed. So we're going to be playing some top teams early. So it's going to be a tough road for Texas right now. We got to find some kind of an identity, and I don't know what that is. And hopefully the team knows more than I do, which I think they do. But congratulations, Missouri Tigers. And I said they're a really good home team. And they are a good home team. And I said I was glad the game wasn't in Columbia. Well, it didn't matter. Tigers came down, took care of business, won the game, 69-65. So, congrats to Mizzou and Texas. We got a lot to work with, to work on. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Still, hook 'em horns.